hardest affected in the country by the COVID-19 outbreak. The region is also the only area where deaths have been reported, with 4 people having died as a result of the deadly disease. To tell us more on how authorities are dealing with containing the disease, I'm now joined by the Erongo Regional Governor, Neville Andre. A very good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you so much. The region is the first to record COVID-related 19 deaths, and over the weekend we saw the controversy and drama surrounding the burial of people who died of COVID-19. What is the latest regarding the burial of people with the pandemic going on forward?
Yeah, first, let me just give background of the first they had. We received the standard operating procedure, and the first was according to standard operating procedures to ensure that we do not have any risk contaminated or any risk to those that are dealing the bodies and those that are burying people that have bodies that have tested positive COVID-19. So that's now how we then had to move to the site that was given to us by the municipality, because it was mentioned that there needs to be a space or a distance between existing cemeteries and the depth, how deep the grave should be dug, and when you look at also in Walvis Bay, many of the areas they have the water level is very high, so we had to move we had to be given that one where we buried the first death. But of course, after the demonstration by the members of the public, we also had to look at our local situations, and also with regard to the SOPs that have been taken from the World Health Organization, and see whether they are realistic in terms of the situation here on the ground. So we and also with the concerns that we received from the members of the public. So we had now to look at how do we revise some of the operational procedures so that we can address the concerns of our public. So what we have then decided is that for now we will not continue burying people at that site. We then, because the host of the cemeteries and all these sites here is the municipality of Walvis Bay, we send out to them a recommendation that they will have to give us an approval of the way forward, what to do, and that we are waiting for them after their council meeting, and then we'll then communicate with their families.
Yeah, but one question that perhaps pops up is that why do authorities deem it necessary to have different burial sites for people who die of COVID-19? Why not bury them in the cemetery? Is there a problem in regards to just identifying the cemetery, a place that's already established for that purpose, and to lay these people to rest there?
I think the main issue is the focus on the public health risks and the management practice to bodies that tested positive. But of course, these are some of the things that we had to look to reconsider and see how do we put practices that suits our areas or our lifestyles here. So we sort of engaging the ministry also in terms of those requirements and regulations that guide us on burying the bodies that have tested positive.
Now, the misunderstanding regarding where the people were buried and obviously the demonstration that ensued after kind of gave an indication that the community was not consulted in how this thing was going to be carried out. Going forward from here onwards, has the community now being also consulted and been made aware of, what is going to happen from now on, so we can avoid what happened over the weekend?
Yeah, the side that is that we got from the municipality, I should say that it has been approved as a cemetery in 2014, and of course public consultation took place then, but so that's why it was approved as a cemetery. But of course, as a to bury COVID-19 death. That one, of course, it was not mentioned to the public, and that's now also what we have sort of put into the municipality before they give us the go ahead of whatever we have discussed with them or recommended to them. So it is, as I said, it was based on the SOPs, the standard operational procedures that we have received at first, and then we had also now to amend them. And some of these things are things that we have now considered and taken care of in the current SOPs.
Currently, we understand that there are 13 people who are so far in a critical condition and need ventilators. Is the region equipped to deal with the increasing numbers? And if you have the information, how many ventilators do you have at the moment?
Yeah, maybe just to correct, so far we don't have any critical case in our facilities. I have checked with the chief medical officer, the doctor, and he confirmed with me that we do not have critical cases. All the people that we have seen or that we are treating are mostly asymptomatic, and they are healthy-looking people. And perhaps also in terms of the ventilators, we have 3 in Walvis Bay, and we have 1 in Swakopmund. These are at the public health institutions, at the hospitals that we have. So yeah, we have those ventilators that we are using.
Is there a contingency plan in place in case some of these cases worsen? And also maybe to give us an insight on how the private sector is aiding government efforts so far.
Yes, I should say that we are having a very good cooperation and assistance from the private sector. We have a task team or response team, and in that response team, we have a pillar of, or what we say, a committee or a pillar that looks at private sector engagement. And I should be very happy to mention that some of the facilities, for example, the isolation facilities, which is a problem, we got assistance to make use of warehouses and so on. And as you're speaking, they are busy preparing those facilities to be converted into isolation facilities. And also, we had the first phase of converting garages at the hospital into isolation wards. That process was completed, and we started putting people into those wards. And we also currently busy converting another block of garages into isolation facilities. And this now also is a project that is ongoing. Perhaps by next week will be done with the construction of those facilities. We also received some assistance or huge assistance from NAMPORT to put in oxygen into the facilities that we are converting into isolation facilities. So we have a very, very good assistance and cooperation, because we are part of the response team, So the private sectors are on board.
Governor, thank you so much for your time. And as we know, this is a very difficult time for all of us, and more especially for people like yourself who are in leadership positions, who are under immense pressure to meet the expectations of the people. But we wish you all the best in this very difficult time. You, the entire region of Erongo, and everybody that's playing a role in fighting this virus. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you very much. I should also maybe just express my gratitude to the rest of the country who are showing sympathy and also support to the people of this region by sending even motivations or even some donations that we are receiving from all other people. This is something really that is keeping us strong, and your donations and your whatever you are giving to us will make a huge difference, no matter how small it is. But to us, it is something that we highly appreciate, and thank you very much. And that is what we should see as Namibians, to unite and stand together at difficult times such as this one.
All right. Thank you so much, Governor. All the best.
Thank you.
That was the Erongo Governor, Neville Andre, giving us an update on how they are dealing with the ever-increasing cases of COVID-19 in the region, and also applauding fellow Namibians for standing together with the Erongo region at large.